So we're going to talk about how to stay down through the golf ball. Big movement that's really, really important that you understand. And the first thing that we need to understand is what the lower body is doing, and the relationship that has to our head and the effect that has to our shoulders. The first thing that we need to understand is that the pelvis itself needs to have the freedom to move from the right to the left, from the right to the left. Okay, so like so, from my right side to my left side, my right side to my left side. The reason why this is important is because by allowing my pelvis to move to my right hand side, okay, so yes, like a swaying motion towards my right side, that surprises a lot of my students, but it's important. And as I keep my head still, what this starts to do is this produces an element of tilt. Now what I mean by tilt is as my pelvis moves to my right in a rotational manner, head stays still, you can see my shoulders become very much tilted. Now if I sort of just stand here and rotate very much on the spot, which is this type of motion here, okay, like so, then what you can start to see is the way that I can no longer produce an element of tilt. And this is something that I work with a lot of students on, and they're always very surprised by how actually the backswing should feel. And I'm guessing so will you guys, particularly if you have a misconception about the idea that you shouldn't sway, because that's going to really hurt your backswing position. So in my backswing, I am basically, yes, I'm turning, but I'm not doing this. I'm moving to my right as I turn whilst keeping my head still. And this produces, if you like, something known as a left side bend, which effectively means my spine is now aligned slightly to the left in the top of my backswing. This becomes more apparent, I think, from this perspective. Now, to start the downswing, we need to momentarily maintain this feeling. So what we don't want to do is do this. What we want to do is get the feeling now of the upper body moving over the leg. So the way my chest is moving down and over my leg. This maintains that element of spine bend as we initiate the downswing, and that gives us the ability to retain what is known as hip depth. So hip goes back, start my downswing, so the way my hip comes back. Good movement, right? Now, that explains how you're going to have a fighting chance of staying down. Okay, so when I meet students and they struggle and they stand up, I'm always reworking the backswing position first, because you then have a chance of working on your impact. So I'm just being very honest with you that if you're struggling in the impact area, the likelihood is that you're struggling actually in the backswing. Once you can understand that, then you're going to have the downswing is going to become much easier. The point that I'm now going to make, though, is as I just hit a couple of little shots, is the way that you actually stay down in the golf ball is to do a lot with the pelvis moving to the left. See, if my pelvis moves to the left, the same discussion that we had in the backswing and my head stays still, it produces a tilt. So when we look at a professional golfer from the side on perspective and they look like they stay down, effectively what you're really seeing is quite a large amount of tilt. So as their pelvis moves for a right-handed professional to the left, as the head stays still, this is why they end up looking like the trail shoulder drops and their arms end up looking in these positions. It's not because of any weird contortion or any sort of huge rotational movement. It's actually way more to do with the fact that they're moving very much towards the left-hand side. So if I kind of take a backswing position here, just a short one, and then in the downswing you can see how much my pelvis is moving to the left as I move my pelvis in a linear movement, so to my left as I turn, keeping my head still. You can see the way that gets me into this type of position. So there you can see the way that my shoulder can stay down and I end up looking like so in that post impact. And obviously I can't hit a ball here, but by doing it from the same aspect here, boom, see the way again I can keep my shoulder down. And again, this is very much to do with the importance of allowing your lower body to move to the left. So for me, when I work with golfers and in terms of advice, then you'll just be surprised. You'll be surprised how much to the left you can actually end up moving. And that's it. If you need any help, you know where I am. I'll see you soon.